Market Prospects, delivering timely information and education to prairie farmers for 30 years. Market Prospects is brought to you by the University of Saskatchewan's Department of Bioresource Policy, Business and Economics, and these sponsors. Log on to marketprospects.usask.ca to view past programs and for information on upcoming programs.
This week on Market Prospects, a look at global market development for Prairie Crops. Joining us in studio is JoAnne Buth, the Chief Executive Officer of the Canadian International Grains Institute, or Cigi, based in Winnipeg. Ms. Buth, great to have you on Farmgate.
It's great to be here. Thank you very much.
Right off the top then, let's talk about the Team Canada meetings that were held recently around the world and Cigi's involvement.
With the Wheat Board used to go out and do these meetings with customers along with Cigi, presenting the quality data, and Cigi held the place marker for a couple of years. But last year we took a Team Canada approach and went along with Cereals Canada, the Canadian International Grains Institute, my organization, and the Canadian Grain Commission. And it was really to make sure that customers understood the new players in the market in terms of exporters, but Cereals Canada, really the umbrella organization, and any regulatory changes that had happened at the Canadian Grain Commission, and then the quality information from the new crop. And customers were concerned because they knew we had some difficult growing conditions and harvest conditions. So it really was an opportunity to make sure that customers knew what the quality of the crop was, because it was much better than people expected.
So are similar initiatives underway or planned for the promotion and market development of other prairie crops?
Different commodities will do promotions. One of the areas that we're also involved in is pulses, and our particular focus is on milled pulses, and so taking a look at pulse flours and fractionations, and so we're doing some market development on that score as well.
So what does grown in Western Canada mean to current and potential international buyers of our crops, and how do we ensure and maintain and enhance the reputation for quality as well as consistency then?
That's an interesting question, because grown in Western Canada I don't think really means that much to people, because our international customers are looking for grown in Canada, and they're looking for characteristics, very specific characteristics for their end-use products. So, you know, Canadian Western Red Spring, of course, is the premier product that we sell for wheat across the world, with very good gluten strength and high protein. So they're looking for made in Canada. They're looking for that Canada brand.
All right. Where are the opportunities and barriers for Canadian-produced value-added products for Western Canadian crops when competing in international markets?
Yeah, we've, you know, in terms of wheat, of course, we produce flour and send that flour around the world, but primarily into the U.S. We also use it in Canada. And we do some pasta production in Canada and bread production as well. But most of the product goes out essentially as a commodity to customers around the world for them to use in their value added. I think we've got more opportunities now, and we're looking at some very specific end uses for the different classes of wheat that customers are interested in now. Things like dumpling wrappers or steam buns and those types of things. And so there might be some value-added opportunities for those as well.
So what are the most important things that I guess Western Canadian farmers, grain handlers, and value-added processors need to know when they're looking at current and future global market opportunities?
I think for producers, it's a matter of understanding the value chain and where their product goes to in the world, and knowing that, and knowing what quality people are looking for. I think it gives them a better idea of what customers are looking for. But in terms of production, I think it's really important to, of course, you know, have the product go into good storage, make sure that there's very good storage, and that, you know, they're reducing the impact of insects and diseases as well, because it's not just for the bottom line in terms of yield, but things like fusarium can really affect the marketability of that crop for customers around the world.
And how can Cigi help them achieve all of that?
Well, we run a very interesting program that's got very good reviews from farmers called Combine to Customer. And we're coming up and running the third one this spring. And farmers are really appreciative because they get to see where their product goes, and we actually show them through Cigi, through the demonstrations of milling. We have a pilot mill in Cigi, and then also we take it all the way to baked products. So they're taking a look at pan breads, different kinds of bread, pasta, and also Asian noodles and steam buns. So they get a chance to see how the different Canadian products and the grains that they're growing essentially go into those end-use products.
How do farmers get involved with those?
They should contact their commodity associations. So in Saskatchewan, it would be Sask Wheat, and there are opportunities for Sask Wheat to put names forward essentially for Cigi. And we take about 60 farmers each year, which probably isn't enough. We would like to run more of those programs, and we're going to take a look at whether or not we can expand that.
Great information. Thank you very much for coming on Farmgate.
Thank you very much for having me. Pleasure to be here.
Okay, that's Market Prospects for this week. We're back in 2 minutes. Please stay with us.